Hey everybody, welcome back to Vegas Tips and Tricks Weekly. And as you might guess, we do this once a week. Try to provide you with some good information about Las Vegas. Since it's kind of our long form broadcast, normally on Wednesdays, we do a 2 to 3 minute video. Lately, we've been talking about different Las Vegas resorts. On the weekends, we kind of stretch out and talk a little more in detail about Las Vegas. And the topic can be varied week to week. And today we're going to have kind of a different sort of perspective, something I haven't really talked about before. But before I get started on this week's topic, I do want to clear up a few housekeeping details. First of all, if you're listening to this on our podcast and you'd like to watch us, which basically means watch me, you can check out our YouTube channel. The broadcast we do on the YouTube channel, the audio is what we upload to the podcast. We do appreciate those of you who have been checking out the podcast. Do want to let you know that this coming Wednesday is going to be our now really probably every other month live stream. And we always try to do that 6 p.m. Vegas time. So that'll make it 9 p.m. on the East Coast, 8 p.m. Central Time Zone, 7 o'clock in the Mountain Zone, and then 6 o'clock on the West Coast. So hopefully you can join us for that. We'll probably go for an hour or so. It's just nice to being able to chat with some of the people that enjoy our channel. And so it should be kind of fun. A week from today, we are going to do what is really the first time that we've kind of collaborated between the YouTube channel and the podcast, because we're going to be continuing a series that we started many, many months ago on the podcast that we call Vegas Memories. And we're going to continue that here on the weekly show, at least for next week. I'll explain that in just a minute. So if you've enjoyed the Vegas Tips and Tricks podcast talking about various Vegas memories, we're going to pick up where we left off this coming Saturday, which would be, I guess, the 11th. Yeah. Following week, just a normal Wednesday show. We will not be doing a show on the 18th. The reason for that is we will be heading to Vegas on the 19th. So we're going to take off on the 18th. We may do a live stream of some kind when we get to Vegas on the 19th, maybe. And we'll try to do a few lives during the time we're there to connect with some of you all. And we will be there through Thursday morning, so we will also not be doing an official show that coming Wednesday as well. So live stream this Wednesday, normal show next Saturday, a regular Wednesday show the following Wednesday, and then the following week will be completely just Vegas content. As I mentioned on my previous vlog, we will not be doing a traditional sort of Vegas vlog on this trip. I'm fortunate enough to be able to bring my wife along on this one, and we'll record some videos. We'll record some room reviews and some different things. I have some ideas about some stuff I want to kind of talk about on the show, and we'll do that. But and we'll probably do some kind of a wrap up that'll include some of the footage that we took while we were there. All right, we do also have some new equipment coming for the channel, but we'll talk about that next week as it arrives. So today, I want to kind of preface what we're going to talk about with a little bit of a disclaimer. I started thinking about this a couple of days ago, that I wanted to do a show about some things in Las Vegas that I think are kind of overrated. And before I get a lot of hate mail, or at least 2 or 3 pieces of hate mail, I just want to let you know that pretty much everything on this list is something that I would consider to be worthwhile, something that can be an entertaining thing to do or an entertaining place to go, which I think, in my mind, from the people that I've talked to or dealt with, is just a little bit overrated. So we're going to go ahead and go on with that. And the first thing I'm going to talk about today, and it's not unique to Las Vegas, and I guess none of these things are necessarily unique to Las Vegas. Well, a couple of them are. But first thing I was going to talk about are tiki bars. If you don't know what a tiki bar is, it's these kind of pseudo Polynesian bars. They have a lot of really exotic sorts of drink concoctions. Typically, they're very dark with lots of candles and skulls. And you know what? The first time I went to one, I thought it was kind of a cool novelty. But I went back again last year, I guess. Yeah, last year. And it just, the novelty was just kind of worn off for me. And a part of it may just be that, I kind of like being able to see what I'm doing. The whole sort of Polynesian vibe really isn't working that well for me. The exotic drinks don't really do much for me. I'm more of a, shot and a beer kind of guy. And so I just, and there's some good tiki bars in Vegas if you want to check them out, Frankie's and Golden Tiki. But just for me, the idea of making a special point of going to one on my trips, to me, it's pretty overrated. Number two on the overrated list, and I guess maybe you could kind of expand this out just in general to meal deals, but for me, the prime rib special, which a lot of places have, I think, in particular, I think about El Cortez, which is, I think, the last place I actually had a prime rib dinner. Um, and, these can run anywhere from 10, 20, $25. And we're supposed to be very excited about that. I don't know. For me, the prime rib is like the most overrated piece of meat anywhere. It typically comes out a big slab, and it has a lot of fat. Um, it's not cooked very much. I mean, I like my meat sort of medium, but I mean, typically you get prime rib, it comes out looking like flesh straight from the animal. I just don't think it's that great. You're cutting around all this fat. You get some kind of a potato. Hopefully, it's okay. You probably get one of those mixed vegetable things, the ones that look like somebody swept them up off the floor at Bird's Eye and threw them in a bag. I mean, it's just, I don't know. You get that fake au jus gravy stuff. I mean, I'm not saying it's terrible. You can get a pretty decent meal. It's a nice piece, essentially, of roast beef and a few sides. But I mean, for me, I don't care if it's 10.95, 12.95, 14.95. I just, I'm just not feeling it. It's just not for me. And so for me, the prime rib special, very much overrated in Las Vegas and really anywhere. Now, I've been a big fan of telling people to check out the views in Las Vegas, and you can head up to the top of the Strat and visit the Sky Pod. You can go on the High Roller. That's my personal recommendation, day or night. Very entertaining. There's a number of lounges and just great vantage points. I mean, hell, if you stay at the Cosmo in one of their wraparound suites, you're going to have one of the best views in town. But one of the places that kind of gets promoted as having a great view and being really a great sort of touristy thing to do is the pseudo Eiffel Tower at Paris. And I've been up there a couple of times. The last time I was able to go up there for free because they were giving away passes for people on their birthday. And it was my birthday at the time. But I think it's really overrated. And you wait in a long line to get in there. It's kind of expensive. You get up, you only go like part of the way up the tower. It's very crowded. You look out through these little portals in this grate. It's not bad to check out the Bellagio fountains, I guess, but it's just not really that great a view for the money and for the time that it takes to get up there. And I mean, technically, you can stay up there, I guess, as long as you want, but it's just not really that comfortable a place. I mean, I guess it's at least higher up than the restaurant there at the Eiffel Tower. And I really like the hotel at Paris, and I think it's a fun place to stay and hang out. But for me, the Eiffel Tower, as far as places to view Las Vegas, it's pretty overrated. Okay, so we haven't really talked about any hotels per se, And again, let me preface this by saying that the particular hotel I'm going to talk about has an enormous number of great amenities. I've enjoyed eating there, staying there, playing there, but I think it's got to be the most overrated hotel in Las Vegas is Caesar's Palace. And, it's, I guess, the crown jewel of the Caesars Rewards empire. And it is. There are some great rooms. If you get to stay in, say, the Augustus, Octavius, or even the Palace Tower. But a lot of times, the rooms you'll get if you sort of do the entry level rooms here end up in like the Forum or Julius Tower, and they're really mediocre. I mean, they're not even as nice as some of the remodeled rooms at Flamingo or Harrah's that, don't try to pretend that you're having this elite, hotel experience. Everything on the property is so far flung and it's just so overpriced. Again, if you can stay there for free, if you can get comp, good for you. I don't feel like your gambling odds are particularly good here. It's a really difficult property to get in and out of, either on foot or via any kind of ride share, or if you drive a car. I mean, it just feels very confining. It's confusing. Sure, if you stay there once or twice, you learn how to find your way around. But for a first-time visitor who's thinking they're going to go to Vegas, going to stay at Caesar's Palace, it's just, to me, a little bit overrated. Okay, here's the really, really controversial one. Well, maybe it is, maybe it isn't. I don't know. But one of the things I think is really overrated in Las Vegas is hunting around for the best video poker. Okay. There are websites that'll tell you, where you get 9-6 jacks or better, or, 10-7 double bonus or whatever it is. And, it's fine. But you normally discover that these particular really high paying machines are located miles off the strip in most cases, or tucked away in a corner, two or three machines somewhere where no one's ever going to find you. I like Sam's Town. I do. I like some of the station properties. So I'm not trying to badmouth the properties where you're likely to find these high paying machines, but I'm just saying, like, looking all this stuff up on the internet and then chasing around Las Vegas trying to find these high paying VP machines just to me seems a little counterproductive. I mean, over the course of the time you're going to be playing, it's not going to make that much different. Yeah, those machines on the strip are really bad by and large, particularly some of the machines at the casino bars. But, I don't go to Vegas with the idea that I'm going to make money. I go to Vegas with the idea of having a good time, hanging out in a place that I enjoy, getting some drinks, relaxing, hopefully, maybe hitting a jackpot here and there, or at least hitting it for a few $100s here and there to play longer. But, to me, if you're going to spend your entire Vegas vacation looking around some casino to try to find, a one coin higher payoff on, a full house or something like that, it's just not worth it. To me, give me a even bad VP machine at the bar, and I got a shot still to hit something, and along the way, I'm going to have a much better time than if I'm spending a lot of time and, frankly, money looking around for the very best paybacks. I didn't even talk about nightclubs or pools in Las Vegas, and I could have. The nightclubs are always ridiculously overpriced. The pools close way too early in the day, except for like Circa. Good for them. But I just wanted to share just a few things from Las Vegas that I think are a bit overrated. I would like to know what you think are some of the most overrated things in Las Vegas. And maybe it's a restaurant, maybe it's a bar, maybe it's a casino, maybe it's an activity. But let me know in the comments below. Stay tuned if you're a subscriber to the channel. If you're not, please become one. And we'll put out a thumbnail for our live this coming week. I hope to see a number of you there and look forward, hopefully, in just a few weeks to seeing a few of you in and around Las Vegas. Till then, everybody, I hope you have a great, lucky, and healthy week. We'll see you all again real soon. Bye-bye.